So before the events of Kingdom Hearts Union Cross kicked off, we got the revelation that player character was not actually a part of the Keyblade War, that they were only having dreams of their very own death and their participation within it. So with this revelation that of course dandelions have these connections to what was supposed to happen, meaning that they are connected to the events of the past, regardless of whether or not they had a part in them. And with Charity telling player character that they were just having a nightmare of them being a part of the Keyblade War, this makes me wonder about Ephemera and his appearance within Kingdom Hearts 3 to Sora. Is it possible that Ephemera potentially had these same exact kind of dreams? You see, Ephemera apparently is dead by the time he meets up with Sora. Why do we know this? Because we know that the Keyblades within the Keyblade Graveyard are there to represent the fallen warriors or the fallen Keyblade wielders that once held them within their hands and participated within the Keyblade War. So in order for Ephemera to appear here in this sort of spiritual form that he can come down as a beam of light and also control or give power to the dead lifeless Keyblades in order for the souls and the wills of these Keyblade wielders to be able to help Sora out, as of course he makes his way through the big ass heartless tornado and takes out its core, then does it mean that Ephemera may have potentially have had these same exact kind of dreams, except for instead of seeing the past, he saw the future? Is it also possible that he could have seen more of the Book of Prophecies potentially around the time that everyone paid some significant price in order to escape the Master of Masters New World line? Could what had happened to him have been he passed away or he perished, but before he had perished, he had the opportunity to see more into the Book of Prophecies, as we do know that the Book of Prophecies does foretell that on that land shall darkness prevail and light expire. If on that land shall darkness prevail and light expire, if Ephemera was able to see beyond those events and see the day that Sora would return to the Keyblade Graveyard, or see the moment that Sora would return to the Keyblade Graveyard, causing this singularity in which he was finally able to defeat Master Xehanort by the end of Kingdom Hearts 3, is it possible that Ephemera had potentially made some plans in order for his soul or his remaining pieces of himself to aid Sora during this time? You see, this wouldn't sound too far off or too outlandish, as we've already seen this within the series. You see, when Aqua was separated from Terra and Ventus, although she did have connections to those characters, and admittedly Sora does not have that same connection to Ephemera, unless we're going to go with the idea that potentially his connection to Ventus through all of that time made it possible for him to connect to Ephemera, then we may be able to draw some kind of correlation between the two, in which in 0.2 Aqua was so connected to Terra and Ventus that they wound up appearing before her due to that very connection and her longing to be with those two characters, while they also were trapped in darkness themselves, Ventus being asleep and of course Terra being connected to Master Xehanort's heart, which caused his heart to fall into the deepest abyss, which left his heart straggling within the darkness, and his vision and stuff was taken away from him, which is why he wandered aimlessly within, of course, the dark world. So with that type of connection already being revealed within Kingdom Hearts, is it possible that the same thing here is happening with Ephemera? But what if the connection also doesn't have anything to do with Ventus, but it could also be possible that Ephemera is possibly the father of Sora? You see, I like this idea a lot because we know that from Lushu, every character that escaped the Keyblade Graveyard, escaped the new world line of the Master of Masters, getting mixed up there. Every character that escaped the world line of the Master of Masters paid some heavy price to do so. And with the reveal of player character, not play, oh my god, what am I fucking doing? With the reveal of the mysterious character within the secret reports, or the character that Ansem was working on, I forgot the name of it, of the character, but what they Subject X, with the reveal of Subject X and the reveal that Subject X lost all of her memories, is it possible that Sora's mom could also be I know a lot of people are going to hate that idea, but is it possible that Sora's mom could potentially be a dandelion? You see, when it comes to the Destiny Islands, the Destiny Island seems to be connected to the events that will go forward in the future, such as Xehanort being born to the Destiny Islands and longing to escape it, and Sora being born to the Destiny Islands and longing to escape those lands. Now, of course, at the same time, after he got away from it and really saw the world for how scary it truly is, he wanted nothing more than to just go back home. But eventually, Destiny did wind up bringing Xehanort and Sora into confrontation, a confrontation that Sora would ultimately win and proceed to close Kingdom Hearts, which was the goal of Master Xehanort. So, with that being said, is it possible that Sora's mom potentially could be a dandelion in which Ephemera is his father, and maybe through this kind of connection, Ephemera was able to glimpse into the future and see the day that his son would come to the Keyblade graveyard, and he wanted to help him by giving him, of course, some assistance through the Keyblade wielders that have fallen within the Keyblade graveyard. I think that that's another very fucking cool idea. But of course, I'm definitely going to go with the original one, which is the idea that maybe it has something to do with his long time having a connection with Ventus, that maybe his connection to Ephemera started to form as well. But why does Ephemera appear is the question, and I think that has something to do with Sora's bravery and of course Sora's heart and his will to actually protect everyone around him. You see, with this singularity, we don't know how much has actually been changed. And this singularity was mentioned by Tetsuya Nomura in an interview in which he stated that when Sora saved his friends from, of course, the Lich, he also caused a singularity that caused time and destiny to change. So when time and destiny changed, is it possible that he also changed some kind of events within the past, or potentially this change caused, of course, some huge connection through all of the Keyblades within the Keyblade graveyard? As we do know that all of the Keyblade wielders within the Keyblade graveyard were never truly warriors of darkness versus warriors of light as presumed by the legend. It's actually all warriors of light who went to war over, of course, their masters, which is the foretellers, their masters' wills to live out the best way they knew how the roles given to them by the Master of Masters. You see, the Master of Masters set things up in a way that all of these roles would conflict. And when all of these roles conflict the way they did, or when the conflict started to arise so heavily or so highly, then of course all of these characters, or all of the foretellers I should say, led their unions into war and conflict with the others. So with that being said, it could be possible that Sora, being a warrior of light himself and the strong will that he possessed and had, may have caused some type of connection to happen from there. But why Ephemera actually appears is something that we still do not actually know. This is just my shot in the dark at many different ideas that could potentially lead to why Ephemera appears. And if I had to choose one, I like my own personal idea the most, that Ephemera is Sora's father, his mom is a dandelion, and the price Ephemera paid was potentially his own life to get Sora's mom out of course, the Master of Masters world line. As we do know from Lushu, every single one of the Union members, including the Union leaders, had a heavy price to pay to escape the Master's world line. So in order to escape the Master's world line, if it took his life to save Sora's mom, and then Sora's mom lost her memories the same way Subject X did, is it freaking possible that, of course, Sora could be Ephemera's son? And the reason why Ephemera appears is because, like player character, when they were originally supposed to die, they definitely saw those events happen within their dreams. And is it possible Ephemera kind of got this same kind of premonition in which he saw his son one day returning to the Keyblade graveyard to fight off the Keyblade wielder of darkness who summons Kingdom Hearts and opens its door as said by Lushu, which is something that him and the Master of Masters had been waiting on. So let me know what you guys think. Which one of these three theories do you believe it to be? Do you believe it has something to do with his connection to Ventus, which is definitely the most likely? Do you believe that Sora could be connected to him in a father/son relationship in which his mom was a dandelion, but due to the cost that she had to pay, it was another thing like Subject X in which all of the memories were lost? Or do you believe, of course, it could be the third one in which Ephemera just connected to him through his strong will to protect his friends, which is something that Ephemera has within himself within Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and all different iterations of Kingdom Hearts Key. So let me know what you guys think. This has been boy Amaziah. Don't forget to do a little A-class gaming, and everything you do, don't forget to keep it A-class. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace the heck out.